Ladies and gentlemen, and it is Key Time Sports coming back to talk about week 8 of the NFL season. Can you believe it? We are already in week 8. This is the week where we separate contenders from pretenders. So in this video, I am going to tell you who is a contender and who is a pretender. So not furthermore ado, I'm gonna get into my predictions for this week. The first game we got Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams. Minnesota Vikings defense top notch in the NFL. Offense pretty much teetering middle of the pack. Then you have Matthew Stafford and the Rams that outside of Cooper Kupp, they really can't do nothing on offense and outside of the running back. So this is a game. This is a game for Minnesota to really take control of and keep control throughout the entirety of the game. And I think that's going to happen because the Rams are decimated at wide receiver, decimated at tight end, decimated at running back, defensive backs got injuries. Everybody on the Los Angeles Rams have injuries. So one thing that I am going to do is take the Minnesota Vikings to win this game, and they are expected to win this game. The next game I want to talk about. This is something Philadelphia and Cincinnati. This is a game where it could go either way. Nobody is blowing nobody is blowing each other off the field in this game. I believe that both of these teams are in the same boat. Plus, they have the same type of quarterback combo. You got Jalen Hurts who can will his team to victory, and then you have Joe Burrow who can also will his team to victory. But as far as the defenses, now both defenses are suspect. So could this be an offensive shootout? A game that ends in the high 40s, low 50s? Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be like college, but when you have both teams who average defense is in the top 20, you can expect a shootout just like this game. Now, Cincinnati, they got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Philadelphia has A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley. Running game for Cincinnati is basically irrelevant at this point. Cincinnati is favored 2.5 in this game. I think that I think that Cincinnati will win this game because if they win this game, they have an even record at 4-4. And Philadelphia, we know that that offense hasn't really worked out the kinks all that much because they have a analytics department. That offense relies on analytics so much until it's not even funny. It's like before all of these analytics and stuff came in, what did head coaches use their head for in football? Making a gut instinct. Nick Sirianni is not the type of coach that can make gut instincts. And when I said at the start of the season, Philadelphia, they brought Kellen Moore in. Now, Kellen Moore, he is not a run first offensive coordinator. He likes to throw the ball. And the Fort and excuse me, the Eagles, they haven't run the ball much. They really haven't. Now that is one thing that I was looking for because everybody was saying that the Eagles they were gonna run the ball, but with Kellen Moore, you could just throw all of that running stuff out the window. This guy, he throws the ball. Kellen Moore, his offense, they throw the ball 65% of the time, and then that's when they run. But all in all, I believe Cincinnati is gonna win this game. And Philadelphia, they will still be, Nick Sirianni will still be up there at the podium saying that we still have stuff to work on. We are at the halfway point of the season. If you haven't worked on your bulletin board material right now, Nick Sirianni, then there is no way that you can have a late season turnaround with this same bulletin board material. So, The next game I want to talk about is the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, they are Cleveland Browns are a shell of themselves, really. Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson out. Now they have Dorian Thompson Robinson at quarterback. The starter, they have Jameis Winston starting this game. I don't think that the Cleveland Browns will be able to withstand and hold up versus Baltimore, because one thing about Baltimore is they have Derrick Henry. Then they have Zay Flowers. Then they have the tight ends. And with all of that and how the efficiency of the Baltimore Ravens, what they've been doing efficiently, they haven't lost a game since they lost to the Raiders, and that was early in the season. Now, I believe Baltimore is getting in a groove. Now, I believe Baltimore is the second best team in the AFC. We all know who the best team in the AFC is. So, I got the Baltimore Ravens winning this game. I'm going to say outright, because Cleveland Browns, they don't have too much offensive firepower, and plus they are going to a new quarterback. Now, I'm not saying that Jameis Winston won't be able to generate yards and points in this game, but against a top-notch defense like the Baltimore Ravens, he is going to have a tough time. So I got the Baltimore Ravens. They are a 8.5 point favorite. And I think that they will win this game outright by at least 2 touchdowns, if not more. The next game I want to talk about is the Tennessee Titans and the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, they're going to win this game outright. Because when you look at their running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Demo as I like to call them, then you have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Then you have their tight ends. Then you have their quarterbacks. Quarterback for the Lions, Jared Goff. And you see how fine-tuned that offense is under the leadership of a Dan Campbell-led offense. And I got to give flowers are due and credit is due to Ben Johnson, the best offensive coordinator in all of NFL at this point is Ben Johnson for the Detroit Lions. I mean, this guy, he has such a complex playbook, but all of the players understand it. So it's complex. It's complex to the defense, but the offense understands it well. Okay, so now when we look at the Detroit Lions defense, Aiden Hutchinson, we know that he is out. I still think that the Detroit Lions, they are going to be able to generate enough stops against Tennessee. I mean, this is the Tennessee Titans we talking about. We talking about Will Levis. Well, Will Levis ain't going to start this game. We talking about a turnover machine in Will Levis. Mason Rudolph don't know what the hell he doing back there, because he can have about 30 plays in his play sheet, and he only get to about maybe 10 or 11 of those plays. And the Tennessee Titans, they have been getting them blown out every week now. Now, early in the season, they was keeping close. Will Levis, he is what they call him, the Mayo man in Tennessee. He a big fan of Mayo. He's a big fan of Mayo, but the Mayo ain't helping him out. So he needs to drop the Mayo, get back in the training room, and bulk up, because he is a scrawny quarterback out there. He is. And the Tennessee Titans, defensively, hot garbage. They are 28th in total defense. As far as yards allowed, they are 27th in yards allowed on defense. And getting off the field on third down, their efficiency, they are 30th in the NFL on getting off the field consistently on third down. So the Tennessee Titans, what you need to do is get ready for the 2025 NFL draft with, I'm gonna tell you what pick you're gonna be. You're gonna be in the first 10 picks. Because Tennessee, you're not gonna do nothing this season. We didn't even expect you to do anything coming into this season. So we're not surprised where you are, Tennessee Titan fans. And with the new head coaching regime, he is still learning on everything. So all in all, this game, this is gonna be a blowout. It really is. I mean, Detroit Lions, they favored by 11 points. If I was a betting man, I would take the 11 points plus more. And with the Detroit Lions, I believe that they will win this game by 3 touchdowns, if not more, because that's exactly the last 3 games. That's how the Titans have been playing. They stay close the first quarter, but then by the third quarter, they down by 3 touchdowns. So I'm not going to be surprised if the Detroit Lions do the exact same thing that Tennessee's previous opponents have done to them. The next game I want to talk about is the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins. Now, this game these are 2 teams going in the same direction. One has a legitimate quarterback, and one is trying to get their franchise quarterback back in the fold. Tua Tagovailoa said that he is back and he is ready to suit up. But is it too late for the Miami Dolphins to suit up, knowing that they are 2-5 and on the cusp of losing out on the playoffs, or even getting to the playoffs? I believe if I'm the Dolphins owner, and a lot of people, they don't know who the Dolphins owner is, but I'm gonna tell you, Stephen Ross. Stephen Ross is the Miami Dolphins owner. So if I'm Stephen Ross, I'm looking at this, I'm saying, okay, we 2-5 right now. We look at our schedule. We still have to play these top-notch teams. We still have to play the Jets. We still have to play the Buffalo Bills. Them can be guaranteed losses if we are not careful. If I was Tua Tagovailoa, my guy, I know you want to get your money. You just signed a big-time contract with 53 million over the next 5 years. I know you want to get out there and play, but you got to protect players from themselves. He's had 4 concussions over the last 2 years. That's too many concussions. So I hope when he gets back out there on the field, I hope he's okay. They have the guardian cap. He said he's not going to wear a guardian cap. It's up to you, however you want to feel like you got to play and stuff. But when it comes to long-term safety after football, how are you going to look, sound neurologically and psychotically? How are you going to be after you retire from football? Tua, you need to think about that. I know that you have multiple millions of dollars that you leaving on the table if you walk away from football. But sometimes you got to think about your health more than you're thinking about the grass when it comes to the NFL, when it comes to money. So the Arizona Cardinals, they have Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. Outside of that, they're pretty much one-dimensional on offense because they don't have a consistent running game. Miami, they don't have a consistent running game. And as of right now, they still have Tyler Huntley leading the fold. And Tyler Huntley has given you subpar performances all throughout the time that he has played. So this game, it's a toss-up. I don't know why the sports bettors are putting Miami with 4 points, but I would be skeptical in picking this game. But hey, it's my job to pick it. I got to do what I got to do. So I'm going to pick Miami in this game. But I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona got the win, because when it comes down to quarterback play in a game like this, You only need about maybe 3 or 4 big time throws that you need to make. Who is going to make the 3 or 4 throws in this game? Kyler Murray or Tyler Huntley? That's a question that we don't know the answer to just yet. And we will get after whoever wins this game on Sunday. But I got the Miami Dolphins winning this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Miami Dolphins lose this game, but I got them winning by a field goal. Arizona, we already know that you are a dumpster fire in the NFL, and you are in the same boat as the Carolina Panthers, bottom of the barrel. The next game I want to talk about is the New York Jets and New England Patriots. Jets should win this outright. Come on, New York. You should win this outright. I was looking at New York's schedule yesterday, and the next 6 games, they got a chance to go on a winning streak, because the Jets, they playing Cleveland, they playing Jacksonville, they playing Miami, they playing the Colts, they playing the Texans, they playing that they already done played Minnesota, but they are playing they already done played the Titans. And they also are playing the Saints. So what I'm saying is the Jets, when you come to it, they have one of the easiest remaining schedules, because when you look at their teams on their schedule, most of those teams, all of their records combined, they barely hit 30 wins. They barely do. And not to mention the game that they are playing this week against the New England Patriots, another team in your division that you done played already and done beat already. So New York Jets, they don't need to mess around. Aaron Rodgers, look, MVP and New York Jets fans, MVP Aaron Rodgers, that's long gone. 2016 is gone. 2020 is gone. This Aaron Rodgers that the New York Jets have, he has just got to be able to manage a game for an entirety of 60 minutes. Give him 25 to about 30 pass plays, and that should be it. Rodgers should not be throwing the ball 45, 51 times, 55 times. I mean, where's the run game for the New York Jets, like we was hearing throughout the offseason? Breece Hall and all of these other running backs. I mean, come on. The New York Jets, what are you going to do? This is a make or break week for you, because outside of the Buffalo Bills, you have nobody else to worry about in your division. Nobody. So I got New York Jets winning this game. New England Patriots, another team that just need to get ready for the NFL draft in April. That's what they need to do. Just get ready for that. The next game I want to talk about is the Atlanta Falcons and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I told y'all Monday night Baker Mayfield was going to throw 2 interceptions, because in a game like that, he always throws 2 interceptions. And in this game, I wouldn't be surprised if he threw 2 more interceptions in this game. Tampa, what they have done, going to New Orleans, putting up 51 points on the Saints. We already know how the Saints are, so that in and of itself is not shocking. Then they played the Ravens. You can't let Derrick Henry have 200 yards rushing on you. That is where the Buccaneers lost the game at. And then you have Atlanta, who got blown out versus the Seattle Seahawks. Both of these teams, same boat. And I am going to tell you what is the worst division in football. The NFC South is the worst division in football. You got the Falcons, the Buccaneers, the Carolina Panthers, and the New Orleans Saints all in the NFC South, and that is the worst division in football by far. This game right here, Atlanta should win this game, because both of the quarterbacks are turnover prone. So if you gonna bet this game, you got to know where you're putting your money at. Because if there's a deficit in this game that that both quarterbacks have to face, I'm not so confident that Kirk Cousins can dig his way out of a deficit, and I'm not so confident that Baker Mayfield can dig his way out of a deficit. But as far as who has the better running game, Atlanta has the better running game, and that is why I'm picking Atlanta to win this game. And I wouldn't be surprised if this game is close. It stays under 30 points because that's how most of these divisional games are now. They stay under 30 points. So I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta wins on a walk-off field goal in this game. I wouldn't. So that's who I have winning the Atlanta. I have them winning by at least 3 points. The next game I want to talk about is the Green Bay Packers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams that have opposite records. Green Bay 5-2, Jacksonville Jaguars 2-5. For the Jaguars, what they have to do is go on a winning streak to even get remotely back into playoff contention. And this week, if they get this win, it'll be an upset win because Green Bay is favored to win this game. Now, can the Jaguars do what they did versus top-notch teams, what they did to the Patriots? Can the Jaguars win a game versus the Patriots? Okay, we know that the Patriots are a bad team. Can they win versus top-notch teams? Because they haven't won a game yet versus a top-notch team. I mean, both of their wins have came against subpar competition in the Colts and the Patriots. I mean, in a game versus Miami, they had to lead the entirety of the game and lost it. Against Green Bay, they have a good defense. They have a good offense. Can the Jaguars defense hold up? I want to say yes, but when it comes to how many points the Jacksonville defense has given up since the start of the season, it's astounding. They've given up 28 points per game every game. And I do mean every game. Almost every game they've given up 4 touchdowns. So I got Green Bay winning this game. Jordan Love, he is going to have a good game. Those wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, and defensive backs for the Green Bay Packers are going to have a good game. So Green Bay is going to win this game by at least a touchdown, if not more. The next game I want to talk about is the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. Houston, what? Houston, do we have a problem? Because it's like last couple of games, Houston has been up and down. They haven't won the way like they usually win. I mean a missed snap here, there, then they lost to the Minnesota Vikings, then they lost to the Green Bay Packers. Missed snap here, missed snap there. If they had a missed field goal here by the Green Bay Packers, they would have won that game. So after last 2 games, Houston, they haven't played up to par. Indianapolis, they are trying to make a push for the playoffs. Houston, we already know that they're going to be in the thick of things when the later part of the season commences. So I think that this game, Houston, they are going to win this game strictly because they are at home. And the last time that Houston lost at home, a regular season home game, was early last year. Again, well, they didn't lose it, but they tied with the Indianapolis Colts the early part of last season. So I got the Houston Texans winning this game by a touchdown. And that's all I'm giving the Houston Texans is a touchdown. The next game I want to talk about is the New Orleans Saints, Los Angeles Chargers. Los Angeles Chargers should win this game outright because it's been a revolving door in the Big Easy, a.k.a. the French Quarter, a.k.a. Bourbon Street, a.k.a. New Orleans. So it has been a revolving door at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr is out. Spencer Rattler, he's played the last 2 games. Subpar performances, bad performances. And Dennis Allen, head coach, you might be looking at another job, my man. Because 2-5, you started out 2-0, and I was saying to myself, I'm like, let's see if the New Orleans Saints can keep this up, winning week after week after week. But now, ever since week 2, they've been losing. And I think that they're going to lose again this game because LA Chargers, they are just the better team. They have better coaches, better receivers. They have the better defense, even though that now New Orleans, they are top 5 in red zone defense, but at times it certainly does not look like it. So I got the Los Angeles Chargers winning this game, and Jim Harbaugh, he is on his way to the playoffs after this game. He is. So that game, the Chargers, I have them winning this game by 2 touchdowns, if not more. This game could be a blowout, but I'm going to just stick to my 2 touchdown prediction for this game. The next game I want to talk about is the Buffalo Bills and the Seattle Seahawks. Woo! Now this is going to be a good game because you have 2 good defenses. Then you have 2 decent quarterbacks. Josh Allen, at times, he'll get out of the pocket. The play that Josh Allen has now, he just got it to where he's like, I just don't care. I just don't give a damn. I'm gonna get this first down. If I got to put my body on the line to get this first down to win the game, I'm gonna do it. That's exactly how Josh Allen is. But one other thing I want to say, and not too many sports channels are talking about this, ESPN, Fox Sports, NBC, CBS News. Josh Allen hasn't thrown an interception yet this season. He's thrown 14 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Now, I am going to tell you, mainstream channels are not going to tell you about somebody's statistical stats throughout a season. Now, credit, Josh Allen has been turnover prone throughout the last mainly throughout the last 5 years. He's had over 89 turnovers that he has thrown. That's a lot this season. Hasn't thrown an interception yet. Now, what I'm going to say is that when it comes to a quarterback that is turnover prone, that is what most sports channels want you to focus on. Oh, that this guy is a turnover prone quarterback that, who knows, that can deliver in some big moments, but he can't deliver every time. So this game right here, this is a big game. This is the very first time that a Josh Allen-led Buffalo team is going into Seattle, and they are favored. Now, Seattle, they blew out Atlanta, but do we really know who Atlanta is right now? Do we really know? Do we really know who anybody is right now? Because we at the halfway point of this season, so we don't know. That's why I say every season, at the start of every season, call me back week 13, week 14, and I will tell you how good your team is or how bad your team is. So I got the Buffalo Bills winning this game because Seattle, They up and down. They started off 3-0, then lost three straight, then won last week. So this team is like a pair of flip flops. They just go up and down. You don't know you don't know if they're gonna be consistent from week to week. You just don't know. So I got the Buffalo Bills winning this game by a touchdown, and that's all I'm gonna give the the Buffalo Bills is a touchdown in this game because Seattle. Now, even though Seattle ain't the type of Seattle that we used to seeing, they still have one hell of a crowd. And that crowd is going to keep Seattle in the game. The next game I want to talk about is the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. Now, this game, Dave Canales, he went back to Bryce Young. Now, you have delayed Bryce Young's process by 4 weeks. Dave Canales, he shouldn't even had to do that because I was telling everybody, I came in here last month on September 25th and told y'all when they made this quarterback change, I said that Andy Dalton is not the answer. He's a big question mark. Now the question mark has been answered. He is injured. He has a broken thumb. Now Bryce Young is back in the fold. I am gonna tell the Carolina Panthers organization this. You said that Bryce Young was your cornerstone quarterback. Do not mess up the process with your franchise QB just so that you can win 2 or 3 games in a season where we knew that it was going to be tough for you to even win one game. To even win one game, it was going to be tough for the Carolina Panthers. So what Dave Canales, the Panthers GM, I'm going to tell you now that I don't too much dislike NFL owners, but David Tepper, I just can't stand how his decision making when it comes to running a football franchise is. This guy, he ran retail stores. He was running a big technology corporation company before he got the Panthers. And it's been 6 years since he's had the Panthers. He don't know what the hell he doing. He need to get somebody, a fine-tuned, seasoned GM in there to fight him on some of these decisions because the Carolina Panthers, when it comes to NFL revenue, every NFL team, they're making money every game, every month. But lack of season ticket holders and season attendance, that is what is hurting the Carolina Panthers. Do you know how many Carolina Panthers fans was at the game, their last home game? Only 15,000. And that stadium holds 75,000 seats. So not even 5% of the stadium was full. David Tepper, Roger Goodell, you might need to get on the phone with David Tepper and tell him that his organization is making the NFL look bad as a whole, because every other team, they are able to put fans in those seats. But the Carolina Panthers failed to do that. But all in all, Carolina, you are a dumpster fire. It's hard for me to see y'all winning another game this season. It's hard for me to see that. And then you have the Denver Broncos. Now, Denver Broncos owner is the owner of Walmart. So I done saw the Denver Broncos the last couple of weeks, mainly the last month. Denver Broncos, they look pretty good. So Mr. Walton, I got to give you credit where credit is due. Seem like you learning the rules of the game and you starting to know what you're doing when it comes to running an NFL team. I got the Denver Broncos winning this game because Bo Nix, the defense, Coach not the coach, but defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, he knows what he's doing now. He needed a year to gain experience. He did. So Denver Broncos, I got Denver Broncos winning this game in a blowout. Carolina Panthers get ready for the NFL draft coming in April. The next game I want to talk about is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, does anybody know who was the last team that beat the Kansas City Chiefs? It was these very same Las Vegas Raiders, led by this very same quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. See, what the Raiders did in that game last season when they beat the Chiefs, they made the game look ugly. They didn't let Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes get in a rhythm and groove. But this game, I don't see that happening. I see the Kansas City Chiefs putting up at least 30 points with the addition of Davante Adams. Davante Adams, now that is a season-changing trade that they made at the trade deadline ends on November 5th. So just right before the trade deadline, you get Davante Adams coming into the organization. You have your number one wide receiver in Davante Adams. Also, when Rashee Rice comes back, most of the attention is not going to be on him. The reason why they got Davante Adams in a trade is because that most of the attention, Travis Kelce was garnering most of the attention in games. And we all know everybody's saying that Travis Kelce, has he lost a step? Is he not in the game anymore? Let me tell you, Travis Kelce hasn't lost a step. It's just defenses. When you have 3 and 4 guys keying in on one man on the offensive side of the ball, your offense is going to have deficiencies. So that is why they got Davante Adams. So from what I'm hearing, they're going to have a package playbook for Davante Adams. He is going to get the first team reps this week, but they are not going to give him the ball as much in the game versus the Las Vegas Raiders. They not. So I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning this game. The Las Vegas Raiders, they are a team that is a young, upcoming team. They are led by Gardner Minshew. I keep trying to tell everybody that Gardner Minshew is just a career backup and not a starter. He's not a starter. So Kansas City is going to win this game outright, I believe. The next game I want to talk about is the Chicago Bears and the Washington Commanders. I've already said both of these teams are 2 dark horse playoff teams. And for both of them to be competing against each other, everybody gets to see how both of these teams measure up against each other. Now, Jaden Daniels, I believe he is going to be out for this game. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing speculations that Jaden Daniels will be out for this game. Caleb Williams, ever since week 3, he's having a good season. I can say that ever since week 3. That's why I say that he got to get the kinks out. After week 3, he has just been fantastic, throwing at least 2 touchdowns a game, averaging over 250 yards passing, and a quarterback rate of 116. That's all you can ask for. So as far as this game, you have Washington Commanders having their best start since 2008. And then you have the Chicago Bears having their best start since 2010 when they went to the NFC Championship game that season. So this game, I got to go with the Chicago Bears in this game. I really do, because there's more that I've seen with the Chicago Bears consistently, more than what I saw with the Washington Commanders. Now, with the Washington Commanders offense, we know it's led by Jaden Daniels, but it just seems like Now, he needs to know when it's the appropriate time to scramble and run for a first down because he got injured. He's got a sore rib and a sore leg. Excuse me, no. He just got a sore rib after the game versus the Panthers. So he is not going to be able to run very much. Now, Caleb Williams, he runs when he needs to. And that is why the Chicago Bears are at where they are at, or are at where they are at right now. The Chicago Bears, the Chicago Bears are going to make the playoffs no matter what. That's how I see it because all of these other teams, Atlanta, you got Washington, they developing injuries at the midway point of the season. And I've always said over the years, even before since I started this show, I've always said this is the wrong time to have injuries in the middle of the season, towards the end of the season. That's the wrong time. So now I got the Chicago Bears winning this game by at least a touchdown, if not more. The next game I want to talk about is the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys off a bye week and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this game, both teams depleted. 49ers depleted. Dallas Cowboys can't stop the run. Can't generate a pass rush. Can't run the ball. Seem like Dallas can't pass the ball. Somebody has got to win this game. At the end of the day, somebody's got to win this game. Now me, it's like I'm not really sure what I'm going to see from the Cowboys' run defense. And plus, I'm not going to see much. I don't see much coming from the offense. From an offensive standpoint, both of these teams are inept. From a defensive standpoint, both of these teams are dealing with injuries. But at the end of the day, somebody's got to win a game like this. And why not? And why not the Dallas Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys, this is a game where this game is laid up on a silver platter because your opponent is depleted, injury depleted, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, offensive linemen. Everybody is injured almost for this team in the 49ers. And Dallas, they just came back off of a bye week. So I got Dallas winning this game by 7 points, if not more. The last game I want to talk about for Week 8 is the New York Giants and Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, they are at home again in the primetime lights. I got Pittsburgh in this game because the New York Giants, putrid. New York Giants are another team that's a dumpster fire. New York Giants, they need to start getting ready for the NFL draft. Pittsburgh Steelers, I commend Mike Tomlin for doing what he needed to do, having Justin Fields for 5 games of the season, then having the courage to put Russell Wilson in and letting Russell Wilson ball out. And I think Russell Wilson is going to ball out against the New York Giants, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will win this game. I'm going to say by at least 10 points, if not more. And with that, those are my predictions to Week 8 of the 2024 NFL season. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notified of all of my reaction videos, shows, and other content. And also follow Key City Sports on TikTok. And remember, one last thing, the key is always on time.